I have been very vocal online about my distaste for men who just carry their camera down walking street for 20 minutes, half an hour, and call that content. You know, or strap a GoPro to their forehead and drive their motorbike on 20 kilometers of back road and call that a video. It's not, guys. It lacks imagination, wit, intelligence, purpose. Just doing that is crap. Why do you clutter the airways? You're just filling time with light and sound. You're not actually creating anything. So I've been very vocal about that. And today I'm going to open myself up to an accusation of hypocrisy because I've produced a 20-25 minute video of me riding my bike. If you think that makes me a hypocrite, by all means, join me in the comment section. We'll talk about it. In the meantime, the reason I've done this, my first exposure to Turtle Beach was this road, this beach road I'm sitting on. My friend Baz Daniel brought me here to ride bikes, and I appreciate that and will till the day I die. And I enjoyed the town on that day and had a plan on that day to come back and retire here and ride my bike every morning on that road. And I've been doing it almost every morning. It's rainy season and it's Steve's taint hurts season, so some days I don't. But most days I get out and ride the bike. I think it's about 10 kilometers out here, 10 kilometers back. I'll look it up and put a note on the video, I guess. Whatever it is, it's a ways, it takes hours, and there's things to stop and do on the way. So I have I've held the camera up and ridden the bike with one hand and produced a video. Now the purpose, the mission statement, the raison d'etre, the brief of this video channel is to illuminate the macro by examining the micro. It's what Thornton Wilder did in Our Town. Beautiful play. One of the best pieces of writing America's produced in the last 100 years. Our Town by Thornton Wilder. He examines this pokey little town in New Hampshire, and in the process of doing that, creates a brilliant commentary on the nature of God. I swear to you. By examining the people in this little town. It's kind of what Garrison Keillor does in Lake Wobegon, or Andy Griffith does in Mayberry. And it's what I would like to try to do in this town. So my point of reference in this town, my 000 in the three-dimensional grid of Turtle Beach, is this beach road. And what's on that beach road and my thoughts as I drive along that road. And I do it almost every morning. I decided I'd like to share it with you. So I've carried the camera in my left hand and rode with my right hand. And yes, it has inflamed the bursitis in this shoulder. It hurts like hell. I'm going to ride home and take an ibuprofen. But that's what this week's video is. If you're not into that, if you think that's not content, as Steve has argued for years that that's not content, then bail. Go watch something else. I'm really into Japanese TikTok at the moment. I think Japanese TikTok is modern art. I think it's the new thing, and it's eternal. 100 years from now, people are going to be looking at what Japanese high school kids are doing in the classroom with their phones these days. I swear to you. I make that prediction. But if you're not into it, if you're not into this, which I can understand, go do something else. In the meantime, I have added a Buy Steve a Coffee button. It doesn't work in Thailand. Don't know why. Probably other nations in the world it doesn't work. I don't know, Zambia, Botswana. But it doesn't work in Thailand. But so far, very kind viewers in Australia and America have bought me several coffees. And I appreciate that. That's the first money I've ever made off this channel. Maybe the only money I'll ever make off this channel. I really do appreciate it, guys. If I had remembered to write down your names, I would have mentioned them. I'm sorry. But I really do appreciate the coffees for those of you who can access that button. People are recommending a Patreon. I don't know what that is. I don't know how to launch that. But I'm going to go home and look it up, all right? At any rate, here's 20-25 minutes of Steve riding his bike in the morning. And I hope you like it. And I will see you next week. Like, subscribe, share, buy me a cup of coffee. See ya. Well, it's 6 a.m. Time to ride the bike. I love this hill in the morning. I try to start every day by riding down this hill. I love to watch this town wake up, or not. This block doesn't look awake yet. It's the Ginte, it's the Veg Festival. So nobody's opening their shops for the most part. A few people are. I just love this place. This dinky little podunk nowhere town. Swadee Cup! Swadee Cup! Swadee Cup! Swadee Cup! Alright. The four-way intersection with a red light is what everyone calls it. Hasn't had a red light here for 30 years, but they still call it the four-way intersection with the red light. Alright, now it's off to the beach. See you at the beach. All right, we've come to the beach. It is this flat, straight, and empty for 10 kilometers. And I see the same people every morning. Swadee Cup! Same people walking, the same people jogging, the same people riding bikes. No farang, of course. Well, that's not true. Every now and then, I'll meet a farang. There's a farang who lives in this house right here, as a matter of fact. His name is Peter. That is one of the 9 of us. It's very cloudy today. I will probably get rained on. But I don't mind. It's always a very warm rain. This house is for rent. The house with the car in the driveway. 6,000 baht a month to live right on the beach. But it was built as a commercial space. So the bathroom and kitchen are in the backyard. Oh, this belongs to an Italian. That great big McMansion. That's 2 of the 9 of us. This is vacant. This is a pretty sweet little house. I would guess the rent would be about 6,000 baht a month. And this is our turtle plaza. I don't know if these big concrete turtles, again, same people exercising every morning. Swadee Cup! Good seafood restaurant right there called Andaman, which is my son's name. And the last thing in town is the turtle hatchery. If I get a late start, I can go in and visit, but typically I'm here too early. Like right now, it's closed. But it's the last thing in town you see. Or the first thing coming in, I guess, from this direction is this giant turtle. And thus we say goodbye to the town of Turtle Beach. Still 10 kilometers of beach, but the town is done. Well, it feels like rain. So the question at this juncture is, this is the halfway point, this gate. Do we turn around and go back and avoid the rain? Or do we just finish the ride, because I'm feeling terrific, and go home wet? Kind of feel like I'm going to go home wet. This is the ranger station. They never stop me or even look at me. It's supposed to be 120 baht to enter the park, but nobody cares about Steve. He's just, they call me YouTube. Nobody can remember long tape, so they call me YouTube. This is another, I don't know, ranger station. You can camp in here. I think it's 50 baht a night. You can, and they give you a tent. Or for a little more, I think it's probably 400 or 500 a night. You can have one of these cabins back here, which are really sweet. I stayed in one. They're pretty great, but I don't know. I guess, you know, the tents, you know, depending on the time of year, the tents would be pretty mosquito-y. So I'd probably go with a cabin. It's getting very dark. It's going to rain like hell. But that's just one of the things you put up with when you live in Turtle Beach. This is a public sala. Often you'll see the rangers eating in there. It's just their cafeteria space. Here's a turtle, one of our famous cement turtles. We got them all over town. Turtles up the yin yang, all over town. Yeah, I guess I'll turn around, go back to one of those salas and wait out the rain. There's blue sky that way, but everything coming at us is coming from over there. So I'm going to go hunker down in a public sala. Well, there was just a brief sprinkle, and we were lucky to be right at the salas to take a break, and use the public restrooms. They have really nice, clean public restrooms here. Yeah, they say it's 5 more kilometers to the tin mine, the disused tin mine, and 5 more kilometers back with no shelter between here and there. We're gonna risk it. We might get wet, but we're gonna do it. Here we go. You ready? I'll tell you what, I deserve a medal for handling the camera with one hand like this without wrecking this bike and damaging myself for life. It wouldn't take much to bust up this whole body. So far, I've been lucky. And I light incense every morning to make sure I stay lucky. Waddy Cup! The sun is coming out. It's turning into a fairly beautiful morning. And the road is Narnia-esque as ever. All right. This is the end of the line. The Thai Muang. The end of the road. The last stop on the tin mining expressway from the mountainside, sluiced with water cannons down to the sea. And this is where the channels of wastewater met the sea. And if you were a poor Hokkien Chinese, you could sift the water at the seashore. You were allowed to scrounge the last little bits, the last little dregs of tin ore. And now there's a little town here where I live. This is the end of the channel. Some of the corporate sifting gear. This is actually from the 70s, this stuff. That was the last time. Remain of the tin dredging. Remain of the tin dredging. That was the last time. The 70s was the last time anybody mined any ore. And then they had the tantalum riots on Phuket, and they burned down a few buildings, and a couple people died. And since then, nobody's wanted to take on the chore of mining tin. It's just not enough profit in it these days. Plastics has taken over the packaging materials industry. More information than you need, but there you go. It's Steve's channel. And these bits of scrap, these big old gears, would be taken away and sold for scrap iron, but they're so heavy. Again, you'd spend everything you made just moving them out of here. And that's it. That's the end of the line. Now you turn around and you retrace your steps to home, and then you have a wonderful sense of freedom for the rest of the day. You can smoke as many cigarettes as you want. You know, oh, I rode the bike today. Yeah, I don't have to work on the dumbbells. I rode the bike today. Yeah, I don't have to edit this video. I rode the bike today. And so we say goodbye to the end of the road and turn around and head back for the little town of Turtle Beach. You know, 6 months ago, I was sitting in a cubicle in the basement of an Army hospital in El Paso, Texas, and allowing for different cubicles in different hospitals in different cities. I did that for 20 years. And I spent 20 years in windowless rooms so that, specifically, so that I could come here and do this. And I wish I had done it years ago. I feel like I'm at my sell-by date. There's not too many more bike rides in my future, I think. And I'm really, really glad I finally pulled the trigger and came here. Wadikap! He may or may not be glad that I came here, but I certainly am. And out we go. That was inelegant. I apologize. And we know we're back in town when we see the giant sea turtle's ass. I always thought it was an opportunity missed. Of course, they have tails, and the tails are a neat part of their very sleek aerodynamic design. And I thought it was an opportunity missed not to put a tail on this thing, but they don't invite me to those meetings, so that's what it is. But that lets us know we're back in town. You know, I think since I have guests this morning, we'll drop in on the turtle hatchery and see what's happening this morning at the Sea Turtle Conservation Unit. It's been, for the most part, shut down for COVID, and it's just now starting to gear back up. As you can see, there's nobody here, but there are turtles, so we'll go check in with the turtles. This was the public part of it. There's a big aquarium with all kinds of turtle stuff, but it's been closed and remains closed, so I just go into the scientific part. And so far, as long as I come during regular business hours, nobody has pointed out that sign to me yet. Someone's coming to check me out. Guess he didn't want to see me anyway. Look at the beautiful red on his head. What's up, dude? What's up with your own bad self, huh? Woo, whoop. Yeah, you showed me, didn't you? Yeah. What's your name? Yeah. Now this is the guy, we've been following this guy. He's damaged under this flipper, you see that? And they're keeping him sequestered until it heals. It's much better than it was. It used to be a livid, livid red. But you can tell this big son of a bitch in this little tank, he's had it. He's tired of it. He wants out. And I'm hoping that that's all that's wrong with him. And once that heals, they'll put him back in the ocean. But for the moment, he's my neighbor on Turtle Beach. I would imagine these guys all came from one clutch of eggs. I don't know if that's a fact, but yeah. Just for scale, here's my hand, just to let you see what size these guys are. Oh, and they're all coming to check Steve out. Who's this big fat fella? Huh? Who's this big fat fella?
Let me out! Let me out of here! Yeah, me too. Let me out of here. I want to get out of here. Go with me here. Get me out too. And me too. I'm breaking out with you, Lefty.
So yeah, I like to stop in. It's on the way. It's free. And I get to see old friends. All right, we carry on. Let's go home. Bye-bye, giant turtle. Bye-bye, deserted ranger station. Bye-bye, Yam Fao Yu, who knows me by name. Oh, he's on a break. And off we go to home. There's something you don't see every day. Old-fashioned push cart. These used to be brothels down in here, little karaoke joints. They all got shut down in 1 week. I don't know what happened. We are coming up on the four-way intersection with the red light that hasn't had a red light in 30 years. Siak mi phai dang, thì mai mi phai dang. Mai mi phai dang tăng te 30 pi lui. You don't see a red light up there, do you? Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Huh. Steve was not paying attention as he went through the four-way intersection without any lights or signals. All right, back through town, up the hill, and we're home. It's a lot easier coming down, and this is the 7-Eleven with the blast of cool air. Oh, it feels so good. Lottery. I buy a ticket every week. This is a terrific Hougang. Oh, it's a market day. The market's open. You see the yellow banners for the Ginte. I don't know what's going on here, but he's stopping me. I'm driving with one hand, dude. It's not easy to stop. Yeah. Fight up. It is a super time to be selling white clothing. Very popular at the moment. He ain't waiting. Grandma's got places to go. Cop ain't waiting. And this is, of course, the most popular store in town, Ran Chayo. Wadi Kap? Turikit di Waniru. That's it. That's my house there with the blue canopy. I hope I can hold the camera and park the bike. We'll find out, but that's the end of the morning commute. Ten after 10. So about 4 hours. A good 4 hours spent. Jose is hungry. Look at him. He's hungry boy. He just is. Daddy, you didn't feed me. All right. We'll get right on that. You see his bubble nest? That means he's happy and healthy when he makes a bubble nest like that. It's also kind of sad because it means he wants a female and I don't have one to give him. Sorry, dude. We're both incels.